SAMRI acknowledges the Kaurna people as the traditional custodians of the Adelaide region, where our buildings are located. We recognise the Kaurna people's cultural, spiritual, physical and emotional connection with their land. We honour and pay our respects to the Kaurna elders, both past and present, and all generations of Kaurna people, now and into the future. We acknowledge all other traditional owners who live across South Australia, with a special thanks to those whose lands we visited in the production of these videos. This video has been made for general information only and should not replace medical or professional advice. Speak to your health practitioner if you have any questions related to your health or medical condition. The South Australian Aboriginal Chronic Disease Consortium does not specifically endorse any medicines or treatments described in this video. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander viewers are warned that the following video may contain images and voices of deceased persons. All Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people are at risk of type 2 diabetes. If you have someone in your family with type 2 diabetes, this increases your risk. But type 2 diabetes is preventable. There are things we can do to reduce our risk of getting diabetes.
When we talk about risk factors for diabetes, we talk about modifiable risk factors, so things that you can actively do to reduce your risk of developing diabetes. So that's why we focus more on the modifiable risk factors, such as exercising every day, eating a very balanced diet full of good nutritious foods, being mindful of the signs and the symptoms of high blood sugar levels, so thirst, tiredness, lack of energy, so that we can focus on those ones to reduce your risk of developing diabetes. Just because someone in your family has had diabetes does not mean that you will end up with diabetes.
There is actually a lot of things we can do to reduce our risk of diabetes. Let's explore what they are. Be as active as you can. Walk lots and play some sport if you are able.
Exercise refers to activity that is planned and done with a purpose. For example, go for a walk, going to a gym, playing sport can be considered as types of exercise. Incidental physical activity is physical activity that you do as part of your daily living. This could be walking to the shops, carrying shopping, or walking upstairs.
So I walk around the elder community, and I do that because I want to do my exercise, because a lot of our families, we drive to the shop's only around the corner, and I try and encourage my family to walk. I did get some families walking around the football oval, which is a good thing because it makes me proud as a man to see our people trying to help themselves.
Well, the best thing to do is get up and get out of that chair and exercise. Get out, play sport, whatever you can. If you don't play sport, at least you can walk and run and whatever.
Eat small to medium meals with a mix of different foods. Ask your health professional about the types of foods that will help keep you well.
In regards to healthy eating, we recommend eating from the Australian Guide to Healthy Eating, so eating food from the 5 food groups. It's also good to have a variety of these foods too, because all of these foods have different minerals and different vitamins in them which prevent you from getting sick and keep you healthy.
Dietary considerations has probably helped me survive as long as that. I'm 67 now apparently. I look in the mirror and I think, wow, who's this old guy? I'm very young at heart, and I think I've gained probably 10 years by having the fact that if I've followed dietary suggestions.
My daughter is also an Aboriginal health worker. She's actually taken herself on a complete journey of dietary change, and I'm very proud of what she's done. She's lost so much weight, and yeah, she eats very healthy, very, very healthy.
Get your health check and regular screenings. Symptoms of diabetes usually don't show up until your diabetes has progressed or gotten worse. That's why it's important to book in for a regular health check and get screened to see what your diabetes risks are.
I'd like to say if you know about your family history, about if they have diabetes or health issues they got, to come into our clinic and ask for an health worker, male or female,
and just all it takes is about maybe 10-20 minutes just to have a test, and you find out from there where you're at, if you've got diabetes or not. And if you have, we could be there to help you along the way with information and that.
Is anyone out there with a family history of diabetes? I advise you to go to see the doctors, and maybe you could prevent it.
If you're at risk of diabetes and you know you've got diabetes, I encourage you now to go out and get help. Seek help. Don't be ashamed, because there's always help there.
And you know, for goodness sake, get checked out is one of my slogans. For goodness sake, get checked out. It's a shame when we lose good people through what could have been prevented. And I think prevention is cheaper than the cure.
If you are overweight, try not to put on any more or even lose some.
Another risk factor for developing type 2 diabetes or being in the pre-diabetes stage is excess weight. So excess weight not being at your most ideal body weight, so any amount of exercise and even a small amount of weight reduction is going to improve how well that insulin can travel into your muscles where it's needed and out of the bloodstream.
But look, the main thing is to keeping your weight down. Don't sitting around putting on too much weight, because that really brings on diabetes. If you smoke, please try to quit or cut down the amount that you smoke.
Oh yeah, smoking. Talk about smoke. I wish I never smoked in the first place. Slowly cutting down on smokes. I want to stop smoking, because it's a benefit for my grandchildren, and my sons and daughters. If they can see I'm doing the thing, they'd probably copy me too. If my old man can do it, well, I got to try.
So I said, okay, well, if I'm going to give it up, you'll have to give it up with me. It'd be my wife, so we don't smoke around the children. I've been off them now for about 20 odd years.
If you drink alcohol, reduce this as much as possible.
I was sort of like a safety house in my community, because when I gave up drinking, I had everybody around me. I was sort of like a role model to the young ones.
Alcohol, I give alcohol away because everything's got to go, because I want to change my life and live a happy person, not a sad person.
Be a good role model.
We're very family orientated, and we love to nurture future generations and make sure that our children, have the best and brightest future. And as parents, caregivers, aunties, uncles, whoever we are in the community, our role is to provide that support and to be role models for others. And so, we're able to do that by, learning about what's happening, going to our appointments, showing others the way, being role models and leaders.
Having 17 grandkids and 6 children, I wanted to be around for them long enough and not be a burden on them, because I've seen what diabetes can do to some people. Taking measures to watch my diet, try and do a little bit of exercise, and stop drinking alcohol now. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
As we've heard, there is so much we can do to prevent diabetes. We want to leave you with these final messages from Pauline and Matthew.
If you have diabetes in your family, take it very serious and don't be afraid to find out what it is, what it does to you, how you can prevent it. And I think that's the big message, is to be trying to find out what you can do to prevent it.
If you have understanding and find out about these things, you do seem to not only respect the issue but yourself as well, and with that understanding you can do something about to support it, so hopefully you do either delay it or prevent it from happening altogether.
We hope you have found this video helpful. For further information and resources, check out the links on your screen now. The South Australian Aboriginal Chronic Disease Consortium would like to thank the following Aboriginal community members and health professionals who participated in this video. This suite of diabetes video resources has been made possible by funding from Country SA PHN.